Alright, this is Hatch, and you are watching Hatch Gaming Production presents State of the Game, and we're going to just kind of jump into this since it's going to be a really short State of the Game.
Hello everyone, I know that we're in a random other part of the, part of the room. I was going to say building, but it's all in the same room.
Must have very big faces today compared to usually.
So 20 minutes ago we were trying to get the stream up on the other machine. It seems that there are some network permissions internally that are making that not really a thing that we can do today. But it is always important for us to do this because we want to make sure that we are committed to poutine. Damn it. Can we just... we're committed to doing State of the Game every week and making sure that you guys have the latest.
Can you say like that for the whole thing?
Yeah, I'm going to.
All right.
To be honest, no. To be honest, we don't have a lot to talk about today, but there are a few things to go
small
through.
notes.
Small notes.
Rather short.
Yes. As you know, the PTS closed yesterday.
Yes.
I'm really glad that we got to run the PTS for as long as we did because we got a lot of great feedback, which is awesome.
It's good that we got the inventory change in the for the last version. That's something we were not sure we were going to manage to pull it off, and we were also not sure it was going to work.
Yeah,
seems to have worked pretty good. At least we didn't see any critical feedback of people having characters that broke or whatever because of this change. So yeah, that means we can actually deploy it with update 1.6.1.
Yes. Very. Put the mic lower. It's distracting. Yes, I am well aware this is
me
not.
To it in my face.
I'm well aware this isn't the ideal setup.
Yep.
We will actually at some point have two microphones here, but we haven't gotten around to that just yet. So what happens next for 1.6.1?
So we are finalizing the build now. We are putting in a few final fixes in there based on the bugs that you guys reported. We are finalizing the build. It's going to be finalized probably today or tomorrow. Okay. Then we're going to have a final QC test pass on that to make sure that the build works, that it's not broken, that it's not like burning your house or whatever. Because builds do that, probably.
Sure.
And then we're gonna have to send it for certification to first parties. And once we get the go, we can release it. So we're still on track for a release in May.
Good. Well, and I mean that's in the next 20 days. So
yeah.
So it's not far away.
No, it's and we're keeping it to May because it can. That we usually try to release updates on Tuesdays. It's not going to be next Tuesday, that's for sure. But then after that, or the one again after, that's going to depend on certification time.
Yeah, so you can see those on your calendar already. So there's a couple of options.
Let's say last Tuesday of the month, 30th. So yeah, it's going to be 23rd or 30th.
Yeah, so there you go. But we'll give you updates should we get a more solid date once the build is out there and into submission.
Yeah. Unless something really breaks with the build.
I mean, that's always
there's still a chance, but it's unlikely.
It doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Like we said, this is going to be a short one. Hang on, so someone says, so no patch before the ETF? No.
Nope.
No. Well, I mean, technically, if it comes on the 23rd, that's when the ETF starts. So.
But it's not linked anyway,
so
it doesn't change anything. Except that if we actually release it on the 23rd and we start the ETF on the 23rd, that means the guys that are joining the ETF will not get to play the update as soon as it comes out.
Exactly. That was a good segue, by the way. Thank you, chat, for talking about the ETF because it was the next thing on our list. There are some people that should check their emails.
Yes.
Because those just got sent out about 10 minutes ago, I guess. And I know that there are a couple of people in chat that we've seen that should definitely check their emails. Do it now or whenever you want, but do it.
Yeah, the invites have been sent. 12 people. We are inviting 12 people. Check your emails. Check your your spam box, your junks, and whatever. We never know where these emails are going. Make sure to check them. We only send emails to the people that are getting invited. So if you didn't get an email, that means you did not get an invite.
Yes.
And no chat, my jumper is not inside out. It's actually the way it's meant to.
Oh, it's a feature.
That's how it's meant to be.
There you go. Wow. What was I going to say? Oh, you
sorry,
derailed me talking about clothing. Jeez. Check your junk. Well, sometimes, it's worth checking. The thing is, we would love to invite everyone, but if we invite everyone who applied, it would be impossible. Yes, 12 spots is, that obviously doesn't include everyone. So,
No.
Sorry to those that didn't make it this time.
Contrary to what people might think, we have more than 12 players in the game, so we couldn't invite all of you.
Wow. More than 12 players. Yes, success.
Yeah.
Yes, we're doing it. Check your emails, please. What else have we got in here? The Dark Zone survey that came out on Monday.
Yep.
There's some interesting things starting to flood in from that. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, we got a lot of answers actually, and thank you guys so much for all of you that actually participated. If you haven't done it yet, you can still go there. It's on the forums, on Division forums. You can go in Agent Intel, the section there, and we have a survey for the Dark Zone. Make sure to fill it out. It's open until tomorrow. I'm not sure what time tomorrow, but yeah, it's open until tomorrow. We want to know everything that you think about the Dark Zone with this survey.
Yes. Because the first thing that I have, and obviously they're still coming in, but it's really interesting, I think, to see the reality of what people taking the survey are saying compared to what we might think. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a more accurate representation of a lot of people. Because it kind of differs from people that might be vocal online as well, which is what I also love. Yeah. More surveys, please.
And the reason why we're doing a survey also is just because the Dark Zone, when we did 1.6, we said we were leaving the Dark Zone and especially rogue mechanics out of the equation for 1.6. This is something we'll be looking at in a future update, so we want to make sure that we're taking the time to ask you guys what you think.
Yep. I think Equipment needs to just breathe, man.
Breathe.
It's cool. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be good. Anyway, we'll talk to you about that soon. So with the Dark Zone survey, I mean, we've put down here. It's gonna really help us for future updates as well.
Yep.
Dark Zone and rogue mechanics that's not something we've really touched since really early on, especially the rogue system. That's largely been untouched the whole time. So it'd be really cool to have a look at that, and the feedback from that survey really helps. How long are we keeping the survey open for?
Until tomorrow.
Until tomorrow.
Until tomorrow, and we just we haven't gone through all the answers yet, so it's gonna take some time to process all of that.
Yep.
But there's some interesting stuff.
Definitely. Gabe or any of the mods, could you please post a link to that in the chat? That'd be awesome.
Yep.
Anything else we want to cover today? We did say this would be a short stream, and it definitely will be.
Just about the ETF, we want to give more visibility to what we are doing and what we are talking about during the ETF to everyone, to the whole community. So we are looking at doing things like putting surveys out there. Also, when we are doing ETF discussion, first putting surveys out there for everyone to answer and use that as a basis of discussion for the ETF.
Yeah, exactly.
And also kind of give you some kind of daily updates on what we've been discussing and how it's been going. So we'll be looking at making it a bit more visible. And I think next week we'll probably also try to tell you a bit more about what kind of things are going to be discussed at the ETF.
Yeah, exactly. I think the more people that we can include in the conversation, because obviously, like I said before, 12 is limited, but that doesn't mean that we don't care about everyone else's opinion. Yeah. So
just more than 12 it gets, then impossible to handle to have a proper group discussion. So we thought 12 is the sweet spot.
There's some interesting comments I see in chat. Jay Blaze saying, do Discord discussions. You should stream the ETF. Well, I mean, we can't stream the ETF because of NDA reasons. If we streamed it, then we kind of have to limit what we can talk to the ETF about, which isn't great.
The NDA is a way for us to actually have a honest discussion with them. If we were to live stream it, there are things we wouldn't be able to say in a stream, or we wouldn't be able to say publicly that we can say to the ETF only because it's protected by an NDA. So it's a way to actually have a real honest discussion.
Exactly. But that doesn't mean that we don't want to include you as much as we possibly can. ETF 3 will have, and in what form that takes, we're working on that right now, but it will have more communication from us to everyone who isn't there as well. But again, we're working on that right now. and I guess in 2 weeks we'll be there and doing that. So lots to do. We will do a state of the game next week.
Yep.
But the week after that will be at the ETF. And like I said, we will try and have contacts and conversations with you guys, but it won't be a 5 p.m. State of the Game stream that week. Just so you know. Expectation management. Okay. That's all for today. Unless you had anything else you wanted to...
Also, just
talk
one
about?
other thing regarding the ETF, we're also looking at involving the previous ETF members in the discussion. So I'm looking at you guys that are in the chats that I see that are ETF members from either Alpha and Bravo.
Yep.
We're also looking at involving you guys in the discussions. So keep an eye on your emails as well.
Yeah, so Maverick's saying Skype ETF meetings to include those who can't travel far. The people that have been part of ETFs before, because their voices are super important to that. We don't want to remove those people from the conversation unnecessarily because they have great ideas. Anyway, that's actually it, unless you really have something else you need to say.
I'm done for good.
All right. I will be streaming tomorrow morning, and we'll more about some things. But again, we're kind of in that holding pattern of we're waiting for 1.6.1.
Yeah.
Not much is going to change between now and then, and you know what's coming in 1.6.1. So we are here to listen mostly. But when we do have news, we'll give that to you. All right. That's it for today. If you missed anything or you came late, you didn't miss a whole lot of time because we've only been streaming for about 12 minutes. But we will put this up as a podcast, and you'll be able to check out the past broadcast. Anyway, that's it.
See you guys.
Bye, everyone. Have a good one. Wait, we should see who's on to host before we go.
You want to host someone?
Yeah, I want to host
Okay,
someone.
all right,
let's
do
see
that.
who's on. Let's see who's on, and then we'll go.
And then we'll go. Then we'll go for real.
Yeah.
Alright, well, that was State of the Game. I do kind of, at this particular moment, kind of have I'm kind of working towards figuring out, I think this is actually going to be better all the way up. Alright, so that was State of the Game. And there really wasn't a whole lot of news other than it looked up, from the way it sounds, it looks like they're hoping to put out 1.6.1 in about 2 weeks, which would put it right in the middle of the ETF time. So it's going to be probably really buggy at first, depending on how it comes out and works and how everything works together. So that's where we're at. And if any other news comes out, I will be sure to put out a video on it. And as always, thank you for watching the video. I'll put a link in the description box for my Twitter, which is the best way to keep in contact with me. And always check for updates of happenings that's going on with my channel. I'll leave a link to my Beam in the description as well, where I am moving towards going to start a 365-day stream, where I'll stream every day for at least 2 hours. And on that note, Hatch is out. I'll catch you all in the next one.